Being an anti-racist is an everyday, every moment process. An anti-racist views the racial groups as equal. An anti-racist puts forth policies that create racial equity. So here are 5 tips on how we can be anti-racist. Tip 1, for us to stop denying that we have racist ideas, that we're in some ways supporting racist policies, that we are being at times racist. That's the first step, right? Because denial is the heartbeat of racism. We have to be constantly self-reflecting on ourselves, constantly self-critiquing ourselves, because that's what anti-racists do. While racists, they deny. No matter what they say, they turn around and say, oh, I'm the least racist person anywhere in the world. So tip 2 is confession. It's confessing the racist ideas we've consumed over the course of our lifetime. It's hard to grow up in a society where racist ideas are constantly being rained onto our head and to never get wet. And so for us to acknowledge that and recognize that and begin the path to being anti-racist by confessing the ideas that we have consumed and even expressed. Tip 3 is defining terms. If racism essentially leads to racial inequity through policy, then anti-racism essentially leads to racial equity. And the reason why that's critical is so as we're going along this journey, we can assess our ideas. We can assess the policies we're supporting and not supporting. We can assess ourselves in each moment. People change. From one moment they can be saying something that's racist, so they're being racist. The next moment they can be saying something that's anti-racist, so they can be anti-racist. It's not a fixed tattoo, it's not a fixed identity, it's not a label, it's literally who we are. But in order for us to know who we're being in each moment, we have to have those basic definitions. And then tip 4 is once we start to release ourselves from racist ideas, from this notion that there's something wrong with particular racial groups, then we begin to see that the problems of racial inequities all around us are not racial groups. We begin to see, and we should look for, the racist policies that are actually causing those racial inequities. We should uncover those policies in our institutions, in our neighborhoods, in our states, in our nations. Tip 5, we shouldn't just identify those racist policies. We should figure out who has the power to remove those policies, who has the power to put in place anti-racist policies. What organizations are actually challenging that power? Or who's running a campaign to get into that position of power so they can transform those policies. And we, as individuals, can join those organizations or financially support those organizations, or join those campaigns or financially support those campaigns to ensure we are being part of the movement that challenges racist policies and replaces them with anti-racist policies.